Ever since I graduated from university, everyone has asked me this question or something of the sort. Fola, what next? Fola, what are you going to do next? Fola, what's the plan now? Fola, what are your plans now? Fola, are you going to move away from Ilorin? Fola, what do you want to do now? And I used to answer this question, you know. For some people, I'll even tell them, oh, you know what? I plan to do this and that and this and that and this and that. And I was very comfortable doing it until some months ago. This person asked me for the opt-in time. Fola, what is the plan now? And in my usual good girly manner, now I need to explain. I need to let people know that I'm not just sitting around doing nothing. I'm trying to be great. Do you get, like, I want to be successful. Hello. So I sat this person down. I was like, listen, I plan to do this and that and this and that. And I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking of that. It's just coming out together. I'm going to bring it all together. I'm going to move. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then this person looked at me like, this person said, Fola, you are confused. That stuck. And it stung for a very long time because I kept thinking to myself, me confused? Maybe I think I am confused. I think I am confused. So it started to bother me. I started to think to myself, maybe you are actually confused. And maybe you need to stop being confused. And you know what didn't help? The fact that I'm the kind of person who has a lot of interests. A lot of interests. Just too many of them. I do this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. Like, I can do everything. So now what do I want to do? Because they say if you want to be successful, you have to zero in on 2 or 3 things and lock in, right? So I started to think to myself, what can I do? What do I love the most among all these things that I love? What do I love the most? Do I have to do something that I love? Maybe I should just go and get a regular job like every regular person and start to make money. I was at that point, it was like, you know what? Just go and get a regular job and start waiting for when next they'll promote you. And you keep going up the ladder. When you retire, you go to your house, you sleep. I started to think of that. I thought of a lot of things. Until some days to my call to bar ceremony. And I asked myself, Fola, what is your destination? What is your destination? And I remember a quote that one of my Facebook friends put up, God bless that woman's heart, put up some years back, and it came to me again. That quote said, having no destination, I am never lost. I can't remember if this is the exact, I'm quoting it verbatim, but this was what it looked like. Like, having no destination, I am never lost. And I started to think about it. It came to my mind and I started to think about it. And I'm like, Fola, you are not lost. You know why you're not lost? Because you don't have a destination. First of all, I think the idea of having a destination as a human being, it doesn't make sense. And it is just something we give ourselves, this false hope that we give ourselves. Like, for instance, when I was in uni, my destination was graduation. I just wanted to leave that school. Like, when will I be done with this thing? I just want to finish school. And then I finished school. What next? There's so many times I'll set a goal for myself. Or when I do this, but then I'll do that thing. And that's it. Once my goal was to finish law school was particularly hectic because I just thought in my mind that the only thing holding me back in life was law, and that I need to get it out of the way and finally become. So I struggled to get, I had a list of things I would do after law school. Like, I had a list of them, like 1, 2, 3, 4, everything written out, everything mapped out. And then I finished law school. One thing I've always taken pride in myself is that I am not the kind of person that is so obsessed with goals. I have goals, fine, but I'm not so obsessed with them because I've found that whenever I do reach my goals, it's not usually as exciting as I think it is. And I've watched a lot of interviews, I've read autobiographies of great people, and they always say the same thing. When you reach that goal, it is not always as exciting. So enjoy the journey. So I asked myself, I said, where exactly are you going to? Where is the destination? None. I don't have a destination. I'm on earth to enjoy this journey. Because even life is not a destination. Our lives are not promised. Our lives are not promised. Someone can have all the plans in the world and tomorrow they wake up, they're gone. The other day, some people went to work and they got burnt to death while at work. Even our lives are not promised. So the idea of having a destination in a world that you will not live in for the rest of your life, that doesn't exactly sound nice to me. Plus, when you are so obsessed with a particular destination, you make your entire life about it. One thing I promised myself when I was really young is that I'm never going to be so obsessed with a goal, with a destination, with anything to the point where because I'm not there, I'll be sad. To the point where it will consume my life. When I'm not there, I will not be able to live. I'll not be able to think. All I'll be thinking of is this thing, this thing, this thing. And that is why I'm not much of a fighter. I don't really fight for a lot of things in life. I know some things are worth fighting for, but I'm not going to fight so hard, honestly. For instance, I know I want children. I talked about it in my last video. I want to have a child. But one thing I know for a fact is that if I ever have to deal with infertility, I'm not gonna work so hard to get to get a biological child. I'm not gonna work so hard. I'm not gonna be obsessed. I'm not gonna be going from one prayer house to the other praying for that one thing. I'm not going to do that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Because I just don't see how that kind of life is worth living. A life where I keep praying for one thing, one thing. I digress. You see, a lot of people want you to have a destination. That is supposed to be what your life should be about. As a young girl living in Nigeria, you ought to go to school, finish school, go for your NYC, finish NYC, and after that, start looking for a job while also using the other eyes to look for a man to marry. And when you do get a job, go and get married immediately. In fact, as you're looking for a job, have a fiance so that once you get that job, just go and marry. After you get married, you start having kids. And then you start raising your kids with your job on the side. That's it. But is that really it? And that was one promise I made to myself. This is not going to be what my life will look like. Not that I'm not going to do any of these things because I've worked different jobs. Like I've had jobs. I still have a job now. I've worked jobs. I have, started businesses. So obviously you're going to find a way to make a living, right? I have had love in my life. I plan to have children one day, but it is not just me living for those things or for the attainment of those things. For me, life is a journey that should be enjoyed. And when I reminded myself, Fola, life is a journey that should be enjoyed, suddenly my confusion no longer seemed to bother me. I own my confusion. Yes, I am confused. Because guess what? I have never lived before. I don't have any templates. I don't have any templates. I don't have, oh, this is how you should do. Nobody has, this is what Fola should do with a life book for me to read. There is no template. And for the fact that there are no templates for this thing, and I have so many interests, I'm not going to hate myself for that. I'm not going to hate myself because the kind of person I am, I need to be fully involved in all these interests for me to believe that I have a full life. For instance, I love to cook, but I also love to write. I'm not going to give up one for the other. Hell no. I don't know. I can't do it. I can't, because one day I'll cook, and then I'll realize, oh my goodness, I haven't eaten something in a long while, and I'll be sad. So I decided to stop bothering myself with all of that. And one thing that helped was a verse I remember from the Bible. All the schools I attended as a child were all missionary schools. I went to a Baptist school and a Catholic school, so I know the Bible quite well. So I remember a verse of the Bible that says, whatever it is that your hand finds to do it well. That spoke to me. And I told myself, instead of going all out thinking, oh, I'm going to do this, I'll do that, this will be the goal, this is how I will get there, this is what I will do, this is what I enjoy doing. No. Whatever my hands find to do, I simply will do it well. And that is just about it. And once that came to my mind, I had so much peace. I told myself, Fola, don't bother yourself with anything. Do whatever your hands find to do and do it well. Does that mean that you're not going to look for a traditional job and whatever? Do whatever you want to do, but do it well. That is it. And ever since I started doing everything I find to do, I started doing it well, I felt so much peace, so much settlement. I feel so settled. Before it was like, oh my goodness, I have to do this, I have to do that. Now I'm so settled because I'm no longer wondering what's next. I simply am doing what is in front of me. And this thing can be very simple because I don't want to be one of those people that just say things but they don't really have meaning. Sometimes it's like, what next? Okay, the dishes in the sink. There are dirty plates in the sink. You're wondering what this. Go and wash the plates. I was talking to my friend the other day and she said, oh yeah, she has been thinking about what next, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, this same person told me that she's going to be writing a novel. I'm like, okay, what next? Go and write your novel now. Madam, have you finished the novel you were writing? You have not finished the novel you were writing? Okay, go and write it. It is okay to be confused, especially in your 20s. It is okay to not know what's next. It is okay for people to ask you what's next and you say nothing because there really isn't anything. It is okay for people to say, oh, so what are you doing? And you're like, nothing. Don't let anybody pressure you. Don't let anybody impose their own sort of way of life upon you. A lot of people are living in fear. They are terrified. They are scared. And because they are scared and they are terrified that they don't know what's going on in their lives, they sometimes feel that obsession to go and interrupt another person's life. Don't let them. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, your life has to follow this particular path. Because that is what makes a lot of people very sad. Very sad. We are living in a time when people are extremely depressed. Because everyone is trying to run and get something. And you don't even know what that thing is. It's just, okay, live like this. And then you live like that. And some people already have all of that thing. They have the good job. They have a good family. Yet they are sad. Why? Some people have a good job. They have a good family. They have everything that a person should ordinarily want or a person should ordinarily have according to society prescribed standards. Yet they are deeply unhappy. Every chance they get, they are trying to escape their reality. They are trying to cheat on their spouse. They're trying to get out of their jobs. When there's a public holiday, it's like, oh my God, thank you, God. People are deeply unhappy. And there are people who, because they are deeply unhappy, will try to recruit other people and make them deeply unhappy. Some people pressure you so much, not because they really care, but because they sometimes feel like they owe it to you to pressure you. Because if you're not living your life with the kind of sense of urgency that they have, they see it as, oh my God, this person is not serious. Now it's up to me to push them, pressure them, and make them serious. That's why when you get to a certain age, everyone will start pressuring you, marriage, because they genuinely believe that if they don't pressure you, you'll forget they are supposed to get married. That's what they think. They think, oh, if we don't push her now, she'll forget. She'll not even realize that, oh, it's time for me to get married. And this is so common for women, especially when you're in your 20s, you're under so much pressure because everybody wants you to do whatever you need to do and then get married. It's like, okay, get a job so you can then get married. Okay, Go to school so that you can get married early. Everything is always okay. Do everything you need to do now. Do it fast and get married. It's always do this, get married. Do that, get married. And if you allow yourself to fall for this, oh my goodness, you're going to be so sad. As sad as I was when I came back from law school, the period between me coming back from law school after my bar final and me getting called to the Nigerian bar, that period was hell for me. I'm telling you, I was sad because all I kept thinking of was what next? What fucking next? I didn't know what next. What was next for me? I didn't understand what exactly I was supposed to do. And I had so many things to do, but I kept asking myself, okay, is this the way? Is this how to do it? Will this help me do this? And I'm like, no. Thank God I had that epiphany that day. And I told myself, I keep telling myself to this day, whenever someone comes to me and says, oh, so what next? So what is this? So what's that? I always tell myself, Fola, having no destination, you are never lost. It is impossible to be lost when you have no destination. I don't have a destination. I don't have a single goal. I don't have a single, okay, this is where we are going to. No. I tell people my biggest plan in life, my biggest goal in life is to enjoy life, to play, to have fun, to enjoy myself. And I simply do not care to entertain anything that will steal that goal from me. Anything I do is going to be in furtherance of that one goal, which is to enjoy myself. If you see me working in a bank today, it's because I want to enjoy myself. If you see me working as a lawyer, it's because I want to enjoy myself. Everything I'm doing is in furtherance of that goal, which is to enjoy myself, to enjoy life, because life is so unbelievably short. We all think life is short, but the crazy thing about life is you have no idea how short your life is. People say, oh, life is so short. Life is so short. Even if you live to 100, your life is short compared to life. Even if you live to 120, your life is short compared to life. And how many people even live up to 100 these days? There are so many young people dying. You never know how short your life is. So, God forbid, I'm in my 20s and I'm worried about, oh my God, what next? How next? What will I do? How will I do? Which one will I pick? How will I do this? Heavens forbid. And that is why I talked about not having a child in my 20s in my previous video. Because the thing is, I want to play and I want to have fun. And until playing and having fun is bringing me lots of money, baby, no child. Because children will wake you up seriously. Like having a child when you don't have money, when you don't have good, not even any kind of money, like big money, is you playing yourself. Like it's like you're saying trouble, like hi trouble. That's what it's like. Having a child will wake you up so quick, and that is why I don't even advise any woman to make decisions on children and childbirth in her early 20s. Do whatever you want, but I don't advise it, because this is the age of confusion. Even those people you think have it all figured out in their 20s, they don't. You're going to be confused. You keep asking yourself, did I do this right? Did I do that right? You're going to be confused about friendship, about career, about whatever. And people say people never get it all together because there are people who are in their 40s and in their 30s and they're confused. I don't know about that. Maybe when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. One thing I do know for a fact is you're not supposed to have your life all figured out in your 20s. And this makes sense because nobody expects a man to have his life all figured out in his 20s. It's only women they expect you to have everything figured out to an extent so that you can then go on to marry. What is the proper question to what is next? What are you doing now? What's going on now? What are you going to do now? I don't know. Maybe if that person is looking to help you do whatever it is that you want to do, maybe you can write a plan out for them. If, for instance, you have an uncle or a brother or a cousin or a dad or an auntie, a mom, whatever, that wants to do something nice for you, maybe they want to fund your business, you should probably give them a plan. You should probably give them a business plan. This is what I plan to do. this is how much I'm going to make from this. This is where I plan to get supplies. This is where I plan to sell those supplies to. This is how I plan to do my business so that they can fund it. But if this person is not looking to fund your business, to help you get your dream job, to help you do whatever, please let them know that you are next. And if you're a religious person, you should probably say, oh, God is in control. That is one thing. That is one thing I love about being a Nigerian. Once you say it is well or God is in control, everyone just go and sit. Everybody just sits down, because that way you shut them up. You've used God to shut them up. So you should probably just say, "Oh, God is in control," or "It is well." That is the perfect response, because one thing you don't want to be doing is sharing your plans with people, or sharing your whatever, your worries, whatever, with them, because they will not help you. They can't help you. They don't even have the capacity to help you. When they say what next, what they mean is job, marriage, children. Job, marriage, children. A relative recently asked me, so what are you doing now? I said, whatever my hand finds to do. And I love that response so much, because it's a religious response, but it's also a shut up response. Because if you let people, they are going to push you to doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And I'm not even talking about something bad, though, because whenever people hear this, they think of, maybe crime or whatever. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something you shouldn't be doing, in the sense that, okay, for instance, that you're not a 9 to 5 person, but because someone sits you down and is telling you, oh, you should go and get a job now. What's next now? What are you doing now? You now go and get a job. Or that marriage is not for you now. You know that now is not the time for you to be thinking of marriage, but because you want to shut everybody up, you want everybody to keep quiet and stop asking you questions, you go and marry. Because one way to get out of pressure, of this job career pressure as a woman, is to go and marry. Once you are married and you're having kids, not a lot of people will come and sit you down and be asking you, are you going to get a job or whatever? Not a lot of people are going to be asking you that, because they just assume that you're your husband's responsibility now. Now, should you not share your plans at all with people? Obviously not. If you have people in your life who are supportive and they are on the same path as you should probably tell them your plans. But when you have someone who is a skeptic and is trying to live by the books, and you don't want a conventional life for yourself, please keep your plans to yourself. Please keep your plans to yourself. It is very much okay to be confused in your 20s. Please write that book, start that YouTube channel, start posting on TikTok, start cooking that food, get a job at a bank, be a graduate trainee, whatever. Go and work as this, go and work as that. Send 50 applications every week. Look for a job. Do whatever it is that you want to do, but normalize being confused. Normalize not knowing what path you are on or where you're headed yet. Normalize it. There's nothing wrong with those things. If you're not there yet, then you're not there yet. Where is even there? Where is there? What is there? Because you're always going to be chasing something. And when you stop chasing something, that is when your life ends. When you no longer have something that you're looking to get, that is when you start dying. You're always going to chase something. So it's okay that you're just starting out life and you're still confused. You're still wondering what to do. It's fine. It is okay to not know what you're supposed to do. But whatever your hand finds to do now, do it. Do it, and don't bother yourself too much with, I need to get my life sorted. I need to settle down. Settle down where? Who is ever really settled? Who is ever really settled? You're always going to have challenges. You're always going to have something. There's always going to be something. And that's the exciting thing about this life. So don't kill that. Don't feel like you have to be out there doing the most. Do what you can do and do it well. Do it excellently. Do it to the best of your ability. Don't bite more than you can chew, but bite enough for you to chew. That makes sense. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you've gotten to this point, thank you and thank you and thank you again. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and like and leave a comment. Bye.